Welcome to the Nape YouTube site. Today we talk to Dan Ball. Now he works for the famous Watercress Railway and tells us the history of the line and the educational opportunities provided for school party visits and the resources that could be obtained. This of course depends on the historic period being studied at school. Although the curriculum provided is appropriate for 7 to 11-year-olds, reception children have been known to visit and even travel with Thomas the Tank Engine. Dan, welcome to the Nape YouTube site. Thank you very much indeed this afternoon to come to talk about the Watercress line, which is part of the Heritage Railways, I understand. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Good. Okay, well, let's get straight to it. Where exactly is this line, this railway?
So the Watercress line is Hampshire's heritage railway, and it's located between Winchester in the west, starting at Alresford, just outside of Winchester, and it runs for 10 miles through the middle of Hampshire to the small town of Alton in the east, and has two intermediate stations, one at Ropley, which is home to our engineering hub, where our locomotives are restored and preserved and kept as well. And our learning and education facilities are there as well, and our viewing galleries and interpretation. And then we have Medstead and Formop Station, which is a typical country station, and each station along the line, Alresford, Ropley, Medstead and Formop and Alton, we try and depict train travel through the last generation of steam and the first generation of diesel. So we're both steam and diesel engines,
right.
And our stations try and depict and evoke the atmosphere of southern train travel and those stations and railway operations from the 1930s,
Yes,
right up to the 1960s, prior to the beaching closures in the 1970s.
so you've sort of designed the stations with that in mind, 30s to 50 to 60s. Wow.
So each station essentially is in a specific time period,
Time period.
and we've got lots of objects, signs, props, and buildings from those specific periods. And we've got lots of different buildings that have actually come from other heritage railways or other railways across the country, where we've actually restored them, rebuilt them, and they've actually been reused into their original purpose.
So that 10 miles, are there any sort of scenic opportunities? You know, you get your camera and say, oh, that's beautiful, or any particular areas of interest or items of it or architectural interest as you trundle along those 10 miles?
So Alresford, which is our main visitor hub, that's where most people come and visit us from, is what actually grew because of the watercress trade. So it was a very small town before the arrival of the railways, and because of the watercress trade, the farmers around Winchester, around Alresford, could bring their watercress, bring their products, bring their livestock into the station, and then get it onto the trains, and then they could be up into London in the space of about 4 hours. We also are actually on the border of the South Downs National Park. So as you progress along the line towards Alton in the east, if you're going from Alresford in the west, you actually overlook the South Downs National Park.
Oh, that must be
it is. Yeah, it's very, very scenic, very picturesque. And the part of the line between Ropley, where our engineering and education hubs are. That piece between there, between Ropley and Alton, is actually nicknamed the Alps because of how high and how hilly that part of the line is. At Midston and Formarks, we actually have a collection of topiary trees and hedges and bushes, which are some of the finest examples on heritage railways in the country, and some of
All
them,
different shapes and
yeah,
sizes.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So we've got
trees and hedges.
caterpillar, snail,
Oh, gosh,
butterfly,
I'd love to
birds.
see those.
Yeah, and yeah, some of them were actually planted when the railway was
Built.
actually first opened and built.
Good gracious me. Could you possibly share the Watercress Line website with us, please, if I'll let you do that? I don't know. Do you have a tab at the moment on the website for school parties or for visiting? Have you got anything like that
Yes, we
on your
do.
menu?
If we go to menu, and then we can go to experiences and
Ah,
education
there we go.
experiences,
Yeah,
then our education pages will come up.
there
So
we go.
yeah, we have our charges for visiting the railway, as well
Yeah,
as some of the workshops that we actually provide, as well as outreach for workshops and resources, pre and post visit resources for schools who wish to visit us.
yeah. Good. Now it says schools on the left bottom corner. It says schools and colleges. Can we see what you're offering under schools and colleges there? Can you see it on the?
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
there we go. So how do you provide a service to these school groups? What do you do?
So we offer lead visits. So lead visits to the railway, which typically start at Ropley station, where our learning facilities are. And most schools who come and visit us start and finish at Ropley. So a group of one class of 30
Yes.
would typically catch the first train of the day up to Alton, hop off the train, see the locomotive swap ends, hop back on, catch the 12 o'clock train back to Ropley, have a lunch break using our orchard area or picnic
Yes.
area outside, or our learning centre if it's not as good weather, and then they
Yes. Well, that's
do
good
work
to know.
as
Yes.
well. And they can also use our other station buildings, like our waiting room area as well. And then they can pick um, from our um, from our workshop sessions. So we offer an evacuee experience. So schools come dressed as
Oh,
evacuees. The teachers dress up
yeah.
as
As if they
well.
come from London or somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And for that, they're actually issued a ID card,
Yeah.
self-led guidance for teachers. So
Yeah. Don't do
if
it
teachers
themselves.
want to do a
Yeah.
self-led, we've also got a visual story. So classes can get an idea of what to expect and what to see at the railway.
Mm.
And also some of our Victorian stories and the line during the Second World War, and also a word list or a vocabulary list of key things to see,
Mm.
or things that
You could
that
almost they could almost start understanding those words before they arrived, so you
yeah.
can start putting names on what
Mhm.
they see and experience. Oh, that's absolutely great. Um, is there anything else that we've missed so far from your menu? Is there anything else a school teacher or schools would need to look at?
So we have a set of frequently asked questions. So that
Oh, that's a good idea.
covers how long a visit will last. So typically 10:30 till 2:30. How long the train trip is, and
Mm,
that depends on where you're catching to,
mm.
where schools can start and finish their visits, where do the coaches or minibuses park,
Well, that looks extremely
um,
useful. Yeah.
our ratios, our
Mm.
facilities, how many children we can accommodate
Wow, up to 80.
per
That's a
group.
lot. Good.
Yeah, how much our charges are,
Yeah.
and also how we book, and if the teachers want to come on a pre-visit, we can accommodate that as well.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they haven't been
Yeah.
to the railway before, and how a self-led visit
Yeah.
works as well.
Well, I would recommend all teachers have a look at this because I think it would answer an awful lot of questions fairly quickly, and there's great detail in there. So that's absolutely marvelous. Well, thank you for that. Is there anything else that we would need to cover? Yeah, can I just double check something with you? So how many months can school parties actually go on the train? What months are we talking about?
So they can actually have a train trip
Yeah.
between March and October.
Oh, fine. Okay. I misunderstood. That's great. Oh, well, that's a long time because obviously maintenance must carry on during the other months of the year. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, thank you very much. I think we've covered everything now. Dan, can I thank you very, very much indeed for a sort of, may I say, whistle-stop tour around the website and an explanation of how school groups can take advantage of it either remotely or actually come to the railway and experience the steam and the noise sounds of being on a steam train. Thank you very, very much indeed. Anyway, bye for
That's
now.
okay. Thank you. Thanks.